All righty. Well, first thing, David, I always got to hit that got it button because you hit record in process and
That's
bingo,
right.
hit the got it button. So, anyway, good morning, David, to you. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning to you, and a happy Saturday morning to you. Always a happy Saturday morning when we can wake up and see some top performers getting after it, especially in this March
Yeah,
Madness
baby.
contest.
Super excited about that. So, as we get into recognition this morning, David, I don't know if you noticed it, but I've got this ball cap on, and
I know you like
the
that
back
one.
of it says "Live Lucky." This is, you might have seen Tony Robbins with this. That's the logo. I decided to put it on this morning because here's what I know about luck, David. Luck favors the prepared. If you're prepared, then luck will follow you. And so I know we got a whole bunch of people in here that are in the hunt for that 15K stop first so they can get that Tesla, get in the drawing for the Tesla. So I want to let all of you know that David and I want you to live lucky, be prepared, give it everything you got. This is separation time right now, David. I've been hearing that term a lot. I like that. What does that mean, David? Because I know a lot of you have been talking about that.
I mean, it's a simple thing. We've always worked in this business when other people don't. And the advantage we have is that when it's late or when it's the weekend or when we wake up early and other people aren't busy, we're going to get in that business. And it's interesting because when we get to somebody who's on our list today, one of the reasons that he did really well yesterday was because he was at it very early in the morning yesterday on Friday. And probably where most people were like, oh, am I going to get started? He was after it already. And that's the reason he's on top of the leaderboard.
It really always does boil down to those who are willing to impose that kind of discipline. Like as soon as I'm done here, David, I'm hitting the gym. I've got these disciplines now going on because to me, pandemic's behind me now. Now it's time for me to get myself personally back into this great physical condition of shape. So now I've got the discipline. I'm willing to do it. I got a picture of myself when I was, let's just say 20 pounds lighter. Okay. A little bit lighter than I am now. And I got a vision of it. And so I'm going after it, man. I signed up, got my trainer. I got my cycling going on. I got my weight training. Most importantly though, David, I got to zip the mouth because it's all in the food, right? 80% of it is the diet. So as long as I'm willing to impose that kind of discipline, and I am, because I am done with being overweight personally, then I know I'm going to get it. For those of you on this call and watching, if you want that 15,000, like I want to be in shape, you're going to have to impose the kinds of disciplines that people don't want to impose. And that's the great separator, David. And that is why Jared Guglielmino, to me, is on that list of special people, not because he is any better than any one of us, but he's special because he's willing to impose that discipline because the reward is far greater than any discipline that Jared has to put upon himself. And he's not alone, David. We have a bunch of people in here.
You got that right.
Like Yep.
All right. Why don't we dive in?
Let's get it.
Who's in fourth place? Like every day we seem to be calling out her name.
She's becoming on my absolute most admired list, as Bernard used to say. Aaliyah Russell, good to see you in the hunt. $2,000. David, like you said, a single day, $2,000. One day makes a difference.
That's
David,
it.
who is in front of her? You wanted to announce this next
I did.
one.
I did.
Let me.
In third place, my new favorite St. Louis Cardinals fan, Federico Manaya Blanco, who's got $2,472 and who beat me into the Edison office yesterday morning and was already doing presentations, rocking and rolling. Guys, that's how you're going to get up on the board. You're going to get up and get at it. So I love
Federico.
Who's in second place, Giggs?
Well, before we go, Federico, I wanted to shout out to Federico. You're now in my radar. I want to get some time with you. I want to coach you. I want to mentor you. I want to dial you up so that you keep thinking bigger. But in front of you, Federico, and there's always going to be somebody doing more, which means we have a lot to do, a lot of learning to do. We have Paul Torman coming in at $3,200. David, I love when we do recognition and someone much better looking than you and me pops into the Zoom right now. This is pretty cool.
She must have heard her name come through the universe.
She must have heard her name. Look at, and there she
Russell.
is.
Hello, Aaliyah.
You're on our broadcast this morning, Miss Russell. But it's time for you to go. You gotta go. Goodbye.
That's okay.
Go,
we just called out your name. This is a great happy coincidence. We just
Great
called out
timing.
your name for
Great
more
timing.
than $2,000 yesterday. Let's get
Oh,
at
Great
it.
thank
timing.
you. I'm
Just
going
get
for
at
it.
it. I love, what's that little left thing in the bottom there, that Q code? What are you doing there? Is that how I can buy life insurance? Hit the Q card?
No, that's how you can schedule time on my calendar to buy life insurance.
Ooh,
Love it.
I like that.
That's
I want to
why,
know more
that's
about
why
that.
she's always on the leaderboard, guys.
Aaliyah, you are a rock star, sweetheart. Have a great day.
Thanks, you too.
Bye-bye. Wow, you would think we planned that little guest appearance by one of our rock stars
Yeah.
this morning.
And
David.
right after we called out her name, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, well, I called out Paulie Torman. You know, Paulie Walnuts Torman. You know, he's in my maturity bracket. I'll call it maturity bracket there. And it's always nice to see people in my bracket rock out, you young people, 3,200. But it looks like, David, Paul was number 2. That meant he was the first loser of the night. So who was the winner of the night? Who was it?
Well, I just want to add a second here on Paul, because he's been through a lot in the last few months. And
Yes, he
you know,
has.
forget the idea that he's been a veteran with us. He's been here for years. But the idea that you can get up for a contest, even though you've got a lot going on
Amen.
around you and you're battling through some things. So don't let whatever is in your life get you down. Oh, you can overcome a lot more easily, and just look to Paul as an example for that.
Absolutely. And David, we're not
But-
going to share personally what's going
No, of
on
course,
with Paul.
of course.
But
but
for those of us who know Paul, you know, we look at him now, especially like what you just said, after what he's going through, and to now see him at that leaderboard, it just tells me, David, we shouldn't be giving ourselves any excuses, no matter what. I'd rather go out of this lifetime of mine going after it than playing it safe, you know, and
Guns blazing.
and Paul Torman doesn't play it safe, doesn't. He lives the life. It's beautiful.
That said, as great as Paul is, and as
That
much as
said.
we love Paul, by $16. So with $3,216 in ALP, number 1 last night, leading all scorers, Mr. Jared Guglielmino, who is no
Amen.
stranger to the top of this board. I don't know how many more days we're going to be calling out his name at the top, but he is definitely going after a record breaker this month. So congratulations to you, Jared, on another
Congrats,
amazing
Jared. Thanks for showing all of us what's possible. And David, as we wrap this up, you know, this Monday, I'm going to be the speaker for all of us. And, you know, between now and then, I'm going to continue to think about what it is that I want to share with everybody so that people feel a sense of, I got this, you know, I'm inspired now. In other words, I know that any one of us at any moment can be the voice that is inside someone's head that causes them to break out. Now,
Yep.
I'm going to prepare a lot. Like, I'm going to keep thinking, taking notes, keep thinking, and hours will go in for just a few minutes of conversation. And the reason I wanted to share that is because all of you watching this right now, when you want to deliver an out of the park presentation to someone, you got to prepare. And I mean, really prepare, really practice a lot. You know, that's what David, you've done. That's what I've done. That's what Jared and everybody has done. There's a lot of preparation that goes into delivering a world-class performance in any area. And then you make it look easy because you did a lot of work to prepare. I hope that on Monday, when I share with everybody, they'll say, oh, that looked really easy for gigs. That means that I was able to take, you know, notes upon notes upon notes, and then trim it down and get that one little simple message like all of you are going to do to people today as you protect families. Because let's face it, what we do is so serious. Everybody you talk to, you're going to help move them to a space where the family is going to feel a lot better knowing that the breadwinner, both of them, one of them, all of them, is secure, because now the family can look up to heaven on that day that that person goes and says, thank you. Thank you for protecting this family, not looking up and saying, why didn't you listen to that good looking young man? Why didn't you do what David Ackerman told you to do? So I just wanted to leave David with those thoughts. Luck favors the prepared. I will be very prepared on Monday because of all the hard work that I'll do preparing for it. It's just a small little example.
Big prep.
Yep.
Very narrowly focused time to perform. Big prep, narrow focus to
We
perform.
got to get this
That's all you got to
across.
know.
Got to
That's
do it. And those of you listening, just do the down and dirty. Roll up your sleeves and practice, put in hours of practice. Then when you go to perform, I'll guarantee you, you'll hit it out of the park. Thanks for being with all of us here this morning. David, you want to close us out here, man? Come on, let's get it.
Make today an amazing day, guys. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Let's get the leaderboard really rocking today.
Love it, David.